being obedient to him. Because they despised my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes, hated the Most High statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, when we be in the land of our enemies, I will not cast them away. Neither will I abhor them. Neither will I hate them. Say, even though we in the land of our enemies, say he ain't casting us away. He say he ain't gonna hate us. Abhor means to hate. He ain't gonna hate us. To destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them. For I am the Most High, their power. But I will, for their sakes, remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their power. I am the Most High. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Most High made between him and the children of Israel. No other nation. Where? In Mount Sinai, by the hand of Moses. These are the laws that the Most High gave us. We forsook them, so therefore, the punishment that we went through, we had to go through it. Psalm 78. Psalm 78. 78th Psalm. Psalm 78 and 41. Psalm 78 and 41. Yeah, they turned back and tempted the Most High and limited the Holy One of Israel. Put limitations on the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. They remembered not his hand. Remember not Mashiach Yahushua. He told us, hey, you better listen to him. Nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy. How can you forget that? But we did. We forgot about the Most High that delivered us from the enemy. Fought our battles for us. How he had wrought his signs in Egypt. 10 plagues he brought upon them Egyptians. And none touched us in the land of Goshen. And his wonders in the field of Zoar. And had turned their rivers into blood, and their floods that they could not drink. He sent diverse, different sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. Hot thunderbolts, he said. Killed their livestock. Oh yeah, this is our power. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. You hear that? He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. See? You look, go to Apocrypha. About these evil angels, which is, he maketh his angel spirits when you read Psalms 104 and 4. So you see how he sent them evil angels among them. It tells you in the Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. 29, excuse me, yeah, 28. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits, which are angels, that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. What are they? Fire. We said fiery thunderbolts, fire, and hail. We read about it. These are spirits that the Most High sent upon. fire and hail and famine, food shortage and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Listen, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his words. They're not going to transgress his word. That's why you hear what he's saying in verse Salakia. Psalms 78 and 49. Psalm 78 and 49. Tell me don't go right along what we just said concerning these spirits that the Most High bringing forth, to bring forth his power. Psalm 78 and 49. He cast upon them, who's the Egyptians, the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. He sent these spirits, which are angels, among them to bring forth all that we have read previously. And what we read concerning his spirits or his angels that are right here on the earth waiting for the commandment of the Most High and will not, I repeat, will not break the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, but will be obedient. Because they made that way. Like he made us that way, in the image of the Most High and the Mashiach. But we're going to follow some heathen nations, because all the gods of the nations are idols. I'll tell you that in Psalm 76 and 5. So here we are, verse 50. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence. See? And smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham. And you know, Africa represents the land of Ham. Can't get no clearer than that. He killed the firstborn. That's when Pharaoh so-called let us go. But the Most High, remember, the Most High kept hardening his heart, and he could get him a name. The Most High could get himself a name, as it is going to be in these last days that we're in now. It's going to be all about the Most High in the end. He's going to be all in all. Believe that. Let's continue. Psalms 56 and 7. Psalms 56 and 7. Psalms 56 and 7. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O Most High. Shall they escape? They don't want to follow the laws and commandments of the Most High? Living in iniquity, living in sin? That's why he said what? Cast down. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O Most High. When you're doing right, you feel this because you understand. That's why you hear us saying 2/3 of our people, as it is written, going to be saved, because, no, 1/3, excuse me, 2/3 going to be destroyed, going to be cast down to the anger of the Most High. So lock you up. 1/3 of our people going to be saved. 2/3 of our people, the 12 tribes, is going to be burnt to a crisp, where the worms never die and the fires never quench, in the lake of fire. Because they're not gonna repent, they're not gonna come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. They love to be in iniquity, to be in this condition called hell, right here on this earth. Not understanding. Look at Ezekiel 21 and 1. That's why I said I'm here, because he said what? Shall they escape by iniquity? Shall they escape by the wickedness that they're doing, the sins that they're doing against the Most High? Well, it says, in thine anger cast down the people, O Most High. See? So what happened to us? Ezekiel 21 and 1. Ezekiel 21 and 1. And the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, the land again, and drop thy word toward the holy places, and prophesy against the land of Israel. Who's in the land of Israel? We, the 12 tribes of Israel. Talk to us. Are we in the land? The land can't do anything, but the land talked to us. As we read in Baruch, the 4th chapter. And say to the land of Israel, thus said the Most High, Behold, I am against thee, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and will cut off from thee, understand this, the righteous and the wicked. So we all were not wicked in going into captivity, slavery, bondage. But because of what the wicked done, all of us had to go into captivity. He said, "Will cut off from the land of Israel the righteous and the wicked." Listen, seeing then that I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh from the south to the north, that all flesh, this is why, may know that I, the Most High, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath. It shall not return any more. See? He took the righteous and the wicked for what the wicked done of our nation in the captivity, slavery, and bondage. So what do you think he's going to do to these nations that all the gods that they believe in, paganism, idols, and so forth? As it is written. That's why David is saying in Psalms 56 and 7, shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O Most High. He cast us down, and he's going to cast these nations down in his anger. Because he don't want to follow the Most High. But you're going to be made to follow the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, because Mashiach coming back to judge and make war and set righteousness upon this earth. And if you don't, you're going to perish. Point blank, as it is written. You need scriptures on that? I'll have a whole lot of them for you. We can go hours and hours and hours on that. Psalms, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Hear, O Israel, most of our power is one. You better hear what he's saying, though. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken, listen to the voice of the Most High thy power, from what you're hearing in this word, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All these curses will come upon us and overtake us. Baruch 1 and 19. Baruch 1 and 19. Baruch, the 1st chapter, the 19th verse. Baruch 1 and 19. Since the day that the Most High brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we as the 12 tribes of Israel have been disobedient unto the Most High our power, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. To this day, we have been disobedient. And the Most High is looking upon us because we are not hearing his voice. I'm talking about as a whole, our people. Because remember, 2/3, you got to come out of following the way of the heathen. these religions and so forth, to be part of the one-third. Because he gathering us together into the sheepfold. A lot of us come out of being the two-thirds. You know, and still trying to work against the wickedness of this world, the evil of this world. It's a process. But we know that the righteous are going to be saved. We didn't heard it. The Most High going to gather us from the land of our enemies and bring us to Zion again, forever and ever and ever. To rule this world in righteousness forever and ever and ever. Listen. Verse 20. I'll read verse 19 again. Since the day that the Most High brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Most High our power, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which the Most High appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers, which is our forefathers, out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is as it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened or listened unto the voice of the Most High. Our power is through Mashiach Abishai, who is the word of the Most High, according unto all the words of the prophets whom he sent unto us. But every man followeth the imagination of his own wicked heart. You hear that? Every man following the imagination of his own wicked mind, the way you think. To serve strange gods and to do evil in the sight of the Most High our power. That's why I said Ecclesiastes 3:24. The word talk to you. Ecclesiastes 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. That's your own imagination. Like you just said, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. The way you think, evil comes in, all the devil come in and overthrow the righteous judgment that you should be bringing forth instead of the evil that you think and bring forth, in the way you act, the way you speak, the way you think first and foremost, the way you speak and the way you act. Off. Just off. And some of you know it, and you in denial. You better come out of it, because you ain't fooling the Most High, you ain't fooling his prophets, you ain't fooling his servants either. Ecclesiastes 17 and 1. We want to pick this up again. But Ecclesiastes 17 and 1. Ecclesiastes 17 and 1. The Most High created man of the earth and turned him into it again. See, ash to ash and dust to dust. We come from the earth. And when you die, when your body releases the spirit, going back to the Most High, your body go back to dirt. That's what it says. And returneth him into it again. He gave them few days. Right now he gave us what? 70 10, 70 years. He gave them a few days in a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endured them with strength by themselves and made them according to his imagination, his image. He made us according to his image, the children of Israel. And his image would be putting his laws, statute, commandments within the sheepfold, the 12 tribes of Israel. And in the beginning, the Adamites, it says, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. All the beasts and fowls, everything was under subjection to man, to us. And put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. They received the use of the 5 operations of the Most High. And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding. And in the 7th, speech and interpreter of the conjurations thereof. I mean, he's giving us all these different qualities, seeing, smelling, tasting, and all the different things with understanding. That was most important. That's why Proverbs 4 and 7 paraphrase says, wisdom is the principal thing, but with all that get understanding. Counsel, and a tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart, mind, gave he them to understand. Withal, he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, and showed them good and evil, because we ate of the tree of good and evil. So therefore, he showed us good and evil, as it is this day. We're really seeing the evil in these days. He set his eyes upon their hearts, upon our minds, that he might show them the greatness of his works, the things that he's done and still doing, the greatness of his works. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. As we read about the works that he done tonight in the land of Egypt to the Egyptians. And the elect shall praise his holy name. See, the elect gonna praise his holy name. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance. See, the law leads to everlasting life when you keep it. Be obedient to the Most High. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments. Made an everlasting covenant with who? Abraham, we have a son named Isaac, we have a son named Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who we are. That's the only one that's covenants with. You can read Jeremiah 31:31 down, and Hebrews 8:8 down. Covenant still coming back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Don't say anyone else. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. And he said unto them, beware all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Love the Most High with all their heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and love thy neighbor as thyself. How we treat each other. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Hear that? Everything that we do is before the Most High, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Verse 16. Every man from his youth is given to evil. Hear that? every man from his youth, from being a young age, is given to evil. That's why he told us don't eat of the tree of good and evil. Here we are. That's why he said every man is given the evil from his youth, a young age. Neither could they make in themselves fleshly hearts for stoning. See? Cold. But he gonna give us fleshly hearts. Those that keep his commandments of the Most High and have the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Jump up to verse 26. Ecclesiastes 17 and 26. Turn again to the Most High, Israel, and turn away from iniquity, turn away from sin, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light, out of ignorance into the light. This is his laws. Proverbs 6:23. Of health. You want to be healthy, you got to follow his laws. So many are sick because they transgress the Most High's laws. And hate thou abomination vehemently. Hear that? Generally, hate abomination, hate filthy wicked acts, hate sinners, hate the sin and the sinners. Talking about the Most High hate the sin. He loved the sinner. Get out of here. They teach that in the church. You know what he said? In hate thou abomination vehemently. That's like all you got. Verse 27. Who shall praise the Most High in the grave? Who gonna praise the Most High when you die? He the power of living instead of them which live and give thanks. Verse 28. Thanksgiving perishes from the dead. They can't do nothing. That's why I say thanksgiving perishes when you die. You can't even pray for the dead, because after death is a judgment. It says, as from one that is not, because he dead. The living and sound in heart shall praise the Most High. See? Verse 30. For all things cannot be in men, because the Son of Man is not immortal. We not, dealing with immortality. We're dealing with these fleshly bodies. But we have an opportunity to see everlasting life, to have immortality, living forever and ever and ever. What is brighter than the sun? Yet the light thereof falleth, and flesh and blood will imagine evil. See? Flesh and blood will imagine evil. Why? Because especially now, because you're in the day of evil. Been started. Been here. And here we are looking like it's a day of righteousness with all the wickedness that's going on around us. Unless you just straight living in a bubble of ignorance. Listen what Mashiach Yahushua said. Pages. In Matthew 22 and 31. It's missing. Just that part right there. So it's cut off. Matthew 22, 32 and 2. Look at Matthew 22:32. Y'all bear with me. It says, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. That's his name forever. Read that in Exodus 3:15. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. That's what we just read in the Apocrypha. I just went there to prove that. That's what the Mashak told us. Same thing we just read in the Apocrypha. The Most High is not power of the dead, but of the living. And we were living at this time. That's why you have an opportunity while you're living to be obedient to the Most High and have faith in Him through a Mashiach Yahushua going to the Most High on our behalf. You may have a chance to have everlasting life, people. So I'm going to stop right there, and we're going to continue on this lesson tomorrow. Most I will. With that, I say shalom.